Digital citizenship, what does it mean? And why should schools incorporate digital citizenship into their curriculum? And how can schools do that? These are the questions that this review will help us find answers to. According to Common Sense Education, digital citizenship is a responsible use of technology to learn, create, and participate in the teaching and learning processes. So why should schools incorporate it into their curriculum? The reason is that educators want to keep learners safe in cyberspace. So that is why educators are pushing that digital citizenship should be incorporated into their curriculum. As educators, we know that it is a good thing for learners to be exposed to the power of digital media and technology. However, we also know that this exposure comes with many challenges and dilemmas for learners in cyberspace. For instance, in many schools today, we as educators, we face the challenge of resolving online safety issues, challenge of resolving cyberbullying, privacy issues, hate speech, misinformation, and digital distractions. And to help us to resolve these problems, we as educators think that digital citizenship education should be part of the school's curricula to help keep learners safe whilst using the power of technology and media. So how can we do this? We will now review two programs, one from Common Sense Education, the other from Microsoft, to see how educators can implement them in their schools. The Common Sense Digital Citizenship curriculum is based on three cornerstones. That is the rings of responsibility, the digital dilemmas, and repetition and routines. These three cornerstones are embedded into the 6 subject areas on which the curriculum depends on. This means that if you pick a lesson from any of the 6 subject areas, it is developed to reflect the 3 cornerstones. So you will see examples of songs and chants used to represent repetitions. You will also see examples of real-life scenarios to represent dilemmas and also examples to represent well-being, morals, ethical values, also representing the rings of responsibility. Also, a specific topic area is divided into 4 main parts. It always has an introduction video, the learning objectives, as we can see, the learning objectives, the lesson plan, and the resources that the teacher needs to be able to teach the learners. It also provides resources that can be shared with parents so that parents can also continue their education at home. One thing I like about the Digital Citizenship program of Common Sense is that it is flexible and easy to implement. And it is also very comprehensive and can be adapted for all grade levels. It has 73 lesson plans, and this can easily be adapted and used by educators. The 3 cornerstones of the curriculum also makes the application of the lessons more practical. It also has video, about 32 videos, which are easy to follow and tailored to the grade levels. What I don't like about it, it is not device specific, and so does not show how practically you can achieve some of your objectives, and it is lengthy, so educators will have to replace it with other lessons. Training sessions requires educators to also invest time depending on their grade levels. I was personally fulfilled after completing the program because it has wealth of knowledge and information that can help me teach DC in the classroom. I've shared the resources with my head of school and principals for us to standardize it for educators to implement the Common Sense program because it's simple, the lessons already available, videos are also tailored to the grade level. The second digital citizenship program to review is that of Microsoft. Microsoft digital citizenship is focused on developing two key skills in learners. The first skill is that educators should teach learners how to use technology and also to help learners to understand how their online actions affect themselves and others. According to Microsoft, with these digital skills developed in learners, it will serve as guiding principles to help learners use technology appropriately, safely, and responsibly. To achieve these two skills, Microsoft says that educators should teach digital citizenship through a positive lens. In other words, educators should focus on what students should do instead of focusing on what not to do. The two cornerstones for Microsoft's digital citizenship are all incorporated into the 5 key subject areas of the Microsoft Digital Citizenship curriculum. For instance, if we consider the first subject area be online, learners' technology skills are developed when educators teach learners to use the Windows Settings app to build awareness of how online time affects a learner's health, wellness, as well as other people in their physical and digital spaces. The Windows Settings app helps ensure that all learners feel comfortable on their devices. Learners can use the screen time monitoring tool built-in alarm and clock to set step-away times from their computers to help reduce eye strain and fatigue. Learners can practice their focusing skills and be productive by using the Stay Focused Edge extension. This extension helps learners to block user-specified sites for a certain set time limit. Again, when we consider the subject area be public, educators can use tools such as LinkedIn, Bing, Educational Edition of Minecraft to teach learners to understand that whatever digital posting or sharing they do online can never truly be deleted and can have an effect on them now and in the future. Why? Because research shows that 70% of employers now say that they check social media as a screening method before hiring an applicant. And 54% of employers also said that they choose not to hire a candidate based on content found on social media. And 36% of surveyed college admission officers also admit to visiting prospective students' social media before granting entry to their university. So from time to time, learners are encouraged to use the Bing to search their names online to see the profile they are building for themselves online. Learners are encouraged to use LinkedIn to develop and refine their post-high school digital footprint for professional use. Learners are also encouraged to use Minecraft, the educational edition, to create a digital character of how they wish to be presented online. Learners can create works of art using the 3D paint to express who they are or how they feel to share online using Windows devices. For pros on Microsoft DC, I think it is very practical because learners are shown how they can use their devices to become good digital citizens. For the cons, I think Microsoft DC content can best be understood by the high grade levels and not grades K to 5. And also, it does not have lesson plans that can easily be adapted and used by educators. And it is also biased towards only Microsoft users. Personal experience. I like the practical way the training program introduces the various Microsoft apps to demonstrate how we can achieve digital citizenship in the classroom. However, since we are a Google and Apple school, teachers cannot do the same as taught in the training, but rather we can look out for how this training can also be applied using the Mac OS and then the Chrome browser. In all, I think these two programs, that of Common Sense Education and that of Microsoft, are very good programs that I will recommend to all educators to learn, to get some experience to help learners in the classroom.